Through the mask.
You tell me. You seem to be quite drawn to the mob prints.
I just like how Johnny is willing to stand up for what he believes in, no matter how dangerous Sonny is.
Weirdest thing happened. Caught this guy wearing a Clinton mask trying to break into the back door at Bernie Abrams' office. I'm sorry. I was impressed, to tell you the truth. Most guys would have just run down the alley, but you ran up a fire escape into the building, onto the roof, and you jumped off.
You got the wrong guy.
The only bad part was, before you jumped off, you took a couple of pot shots at me. Which means I could arrest you for the attempted murder of a police officer.
How did a picture of Franco get into the proofs for my daughter's christening?
He's reminding me he's still out there.
Do you think he's coming after Jocelyn?
He's coming after me.
What's taking so long? Kill soon or I'll have to kill first?
Got a call from the desk sergeant saying someone in the squad who wanted to see me. I thought it might be you.
Oh, that's a good one. Can't say he didn't warn me, though, right?
Mr. Corinthos, good to see you again.
I'm sorry. What's your name?
Claire Walsh, federal prosecutor. I'm the woman who's going to send you to prison. With your son's help, of course. If Franco wants to scare us, why didn't he use a picture of Michael kneeling next to Claudia's body? That would prove that we lied about everything that happened that night.
Because this has nothing to do with Michael.
Then what's it about?
Franco wants me to know that he's watching me.
Is Jocelyn safe? Is my little girl safe?
Yes, she's safe. This is about me, Carly.
What does he want? Kill soon or I'll have to kill first? What is that?
He's trying to force me into making a mistake.
What kind of
I
mistake?
don't know what kind. A wrong call, a wrong choice, a wrong something. Something that's going to hurt me or somebody that I love.
That's not going to happen.
Are you sure about that? Because I made a lot of mistakes the night Claudia died.
We all did. Jason, we all messed up, but guess what? A do-over isn't an option. We have to move forward. We have to figure out a way to get out of this mess. So where do we put our energy? Where do we focus? Do we focus on Franco? Or do we focus on getting Sonny acquitted?
You're right, we need to focus on Sonny. This whole Franco thing, it's for me to handle. I'm just going to have to find him first.
You might want your mask back.
This mask, I've never seen it before in my life.
You wore it when you tried to break into Bernie Abrams' office.
Anyhow?
So what happened to your leg, Johnny?
I fell out of bed.
Now, let me tell you why this troubles me. Lucky and Johnny are both basically awesome guys in their own cop gangster sort of ways. But they both have serious self-destructive issues. So for both of them to be together in a bar, I mean, that would be like wearing Maha chain to a Cartulo show. Nothing good coming of that.
Just don't request an assist.
Finally, I'm so proud of you. No matter how big and bad Jason is, he could never function without your tech support. I'm so sorry.
My pleasure, sweetness.
Enough! I challenge you, mano y mano.
Mano y what?
He means man, oh man, no harm done. Have a good day. Are you trying to get yourself killed?
I realize that our former president is Max Giambetti's disguise of choice, but why would Max break into the office of Sonny's Consigliere?
You're gonna have to ask Max Giambetti. As you know, I'm persona non grata with those guys.
Try to grasp this, Johnny, because it could save your life. The cops are not your enemy. Sonny Corinto says.
Mason Petrovich Miller. Kate! Samples? Ooh! I'll be there. Goodbye. Mason Petrovich Miller. I've already told you I am taking the deposition next week. Well, thank you. Mason Petrovich Miller. Hello. Hi, Max. 7 o'clock sharp. And don't forget to bring the thing. Oh, no, not that thing. The one with the, yes. Yeah. See you later, honey. Mason Petrovich Miller. Heavy. Stan. Mason, he's the senior partner. Well, we're fine up here in Fort Charles. How are you all in the city? Well, thank you. I love 8-figure settlements, too. The new hire? She's settling in beautifully. I'll talk to you soon, Stan. Of course, I have been meaning to hire a new secretary. I had to fire the last one. But who's got time to interview? And did I mention that my office is being renovated? Of course, this one will be yours. But until that time, yours, mine.
I'd rather be roasted slowly over hot coals. I got a few questions for you about your trip to Puerto Rico with the victim a few days prior to her death.
Call my lawyer. You shouldn't be working. I heard you left the hospital too soon.
I don't give a damn what you think. And you obviously set this whole thing up to see if I'd really testify in front of the man who now turns out to be my father.
Guilty as charged. Does that sound familiar? Probably not, but it will.
Call my lawyer.
You know, invoking your great love for your children may have helped you to remain free on bail, but it's not going to help when the jury returns a guilty verdict. I'll see you in court.
She's worried. That's why she's trying so hard to intimidate me.
Yeah, but you don't get intimidated, do you, Sonny?
Well, you know what? I'm not going to let some snotty fed get to me.
You know, maybe you should be afraid. Especially the part where you go to prison for the rest of your life, and I'm the one who's proud and honored to have put you there.
Do you even have a plan? Were you gonna steal the records from Bernie's office or just torch the place? I'm thinking torch the place because that'd be the quickest way to make a statement and cripple Sonny's organization, at least for a while.
You can't arrest somebody for a crime that was never committed, Detective.
I'm asking you to tone it down, Johnny. Nobody needs a mob war, especially now. A lot of innocent people could get hurt. And not so innocent, but you know what I mean.
I'm sorry, I can't help you.
It's political discussion, is it?
Something like that.
If you want to go on a suicide mission, I can't stop you. But I'm not going to let you take Ethan along for the ride.
Find out everything you can about this picture.
Darkly focused one?
Showed up in Jocelyn's christening album. So I need you to find out where the proof was made and anything that can tell me where Franco is. There's a file right there.
What's taking so long? Kill someone.
Don't even worry about what's written. Just give me something that I can track this guy down with, okay?
Well, and then what? Will Stone Cold just go after him and settle the grudge match once and for all? And if so, might your loyal wingman accompany you into the fray?
Husband, I need you at the computer. I'll take care of everything else.
Understood.
You can't get revenge on Franco for sleeping with Maxie.
Most aptly and succinctly put. You know, Maximista remains drawn to darklings like the mob prince, for instance, and I'm merely her technical hero, and her faithful companion in non-marriage.
She loves you.
Yeah, and her with all my heart. but she doesn't look at me like the way she looks at the mob prints, or you, or any other man of danger and intrigue. So if I could just prove myself...
No, you're not going after Franco. It's not going to happen, so just put it out of your mind now.
Consider it vanquished. And the mere idea of the Jackal charging recklessly into danger and darkness is obviously...
Why do you even need danger and adventure? Spinelli, you're smart. Why don't you create some computer software program or a video game, one without me in it, about private investigation?
Okay, cheating spouses and tawdry extramarital affairs are hardly video game material.
I know, but you have a real imagination. You could probably end up making some big money from this, and it's going to be a lot safer for you and for Max.
Stone Cold is once again correct. Perhaps even more correct than he realizes.
What is this? The last time I had my desk like this, I was in the 3rd grade. I didn't like it then. I don't like it now. I can't do it. Nope. Can't work that way.
Well, I'm so glad we're out of the 3rd grade. Look, I'm sorry about the renovations. I certainly didn't plan to have them going on in the middle of Sonny's trial, but do you have any idea how hard it is to find a reliable contractor? I mean, I went through several until finally Max found one for me with one phone call, Mr. D'Agostino. He insisted on starting immediately. I have a feeling there was some sort of debt involved. But look, honey, it's just going to be for a few weeks.
Weeks?
Okay, months. But who's counting? We're going to have fun.
I'll work from home.
You will not work from home. Get back here. We can't afford the endless driving back and forth, and you don't want Christina anywhere near this trial. Especially if it goes south.
Well, it's not going to. Isn't that why you asked me to help you? Isn't that the point?
Point taken. Even though I have somehow managed to defend Sonny for several years without tumbling into bed with him and bearing his child, your assistance is deeply appreciated.
All right, look here. I'm going to sit across from you. Not going to be all this yakety all day long, okay? You can't talk to me, and you can't do the sex whispering with Max because it makes me feel like
I do not yakety. And I will keep the sex whispering down to a minimum. Oh, honey, come on. Look, this is going to be fun. Think about it. 2 legal lionesses working face to face, bouncing ideas off one another, arguing points of law, working on our opening and closing statements. Not to mention shopping online to rest our poor, rich, fevered brains.
I'm not going to be able to focus.
Of course you'll be able to focus. Alexis, we will encourage each other. Think about it. You and I slugging it out in the trenches, shoulder to shoulder, united as lawyers, as women, as friends. This could be our finest hour. We'll be unstoppable. Oh, come on. You wanted to do this just as much as I did. Now, I'm sorry about the office space, but I do not have time to find another one. I'm in a 10-year lease. Alexis, you're one of my best friends, and you are the best lawyer I know, aside from me. I'm sure we can make this work.
I'd be better off in the broom closet.
It's all yours, my friend.
I can't believe I was thinking of turning my whole organization over to you. That wasn't just undercover work on your part, although you're great at what you do.
No, it's not going to work, okay? The compliments, there's a double team of lawyers. You're going to pay for what you did.
I wanted to turn everything
okay?
over to you because there was a mutual respect, a bond. That you can't fake that, and I know you felt it.
Okay, what are you doing? Are you trying to guilt me into changing my testimony?
No, the last thing I want to do is get tried for murder. But at least, it gives me a chance to prove to you that my love is unconditional. I don't care if you're a cop.
You could have fooled me.
When you came after me, you didn't know who I was. And I reacted not knowing who you were. If I had known the truth, things would have been different.
Not as far as I'm concerned.
Okay, look, I can't give you the time we lost, the history, the things we shared together.
Wow, that's deep, Sonny. Really, I'm impressed.
The only thing we can do right now is build on what we got.
Which is nothing. Excuse me, I have to figure out how I'm going to dismantle your organization once you're in prison. Jason's not going to be an easy takedown.
Jason's not going to lay a hand against you. You're under my protection. You know that. You always will be.
What is that? Is that? I don't even know what that is. Is that a threat? Is it a bribe? I mean, not that it matters, because there's no way you're going to get me to keep my mouth shut.
I'm not telling you not to testify against me. I'm just saying, if you do.
There is no if.
No matter what you
My
say.
testimony's happening regardless. It is inevitable.
No matter what you say on the stand, I'm still your father.
Not in any way that matters to me. You're just a guy who got my mother pregnant and moved on to her cousin.
You're just as stubborn as I am. You are determined to shut me out of your life. Just like I am as determined to be part of your life.
Mason, Petrovich, and Miller, please hold. All right. The kitchen is on the other side of the laundry room. Now, I keep coffee, tea, champagne only, no food.
Oh, I like to eat while I'm working because it saves time.
I never allow food in the office. The smell seems to linger.
Who's remodeling their office? You or me?
Me.
And whose office are we in now?
Well, Mason, Petrovich, and Miller, please hold. And another thing, I don't like personal tchotchkes on the desk. That includes photos of children and boyfriends and ex-husbands. All right, fine. You and the smell of bologna are effectively driving me from the room. I will handle the calls on hold elsewhere.
Hello.
Hey!
Hey, came by to see your new office.
Oh.
Can't be it, right?
Is it? Diane's remodeling, so until that's settled, we're going to be sharing.
Oh. Well, I suppose that could be efficient.
Or a nightmare. Anyway, I'm glad you came by. I was going to call you. I went over to talk to Elizabeth, and she was less than enthusiastic about you setting up a trust for her baby, and possibly yours.
You found Johnny.
In Jake's, with an injured leg, keeping his mouth shut. Look, I can't prove that he was the one that shot at me and jumped off the building, and I can't file any kind of report against him because he didn't actually break into Bernie's office.
Lucky, I've protected Johnny as much as I can. I'm going to have to push back at some point.
I know, but right now, the only thing he's interested in is disrupting your operation. He's not out to kill anyone.
Why are you defending this guy?
I'm not defending him. I'm just trying to understand the complications. If Johnny Zakara gets away with challenging Sonny, people will notice, okay? I understand. They'll get ideas, especially with the trial coming up, and Johnny could start a war. So I understand that you can't look the other way forever, but I need you to stall for as long as you possibly can and not retaliate.
I can't make any promises.
You gotta find a way. Because it's my family we're talking about now. My family.
I hear the arraignment got a little dicey.
Just Fed showing up. There's no reason to revoke my bail.
Well, that's good news. Here, congratulations.
Thank you.
You know, a while ago you asked me what it was like having Ethan just show up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's tricky because sometimes you don't know what to do, when to step in and when to back off.
Well, I understand that.
The deal is, see, there was a time when we wouldn't even have to have this conversation, actually. It was a given that my kids would be safe with you and the organization, but the situation with Joey Limbo changed all that. I vouched for you, and no matter who shot first, he ended up dead. So, things are different. Johnny Zakar is looking to cause trouble for you, you know that. Jason is concerned enough about it that he came to see me.
He brought this to you?
Yeah, he's concerned that Ethan is getting involved. He thinks maybe Johnny is pulling him in as a shield.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm going to do everything I can to keep the Dodger out of your way, believe me. But what I need to know is that things are the way they used to be. That no matter what he does, what kind of trouble he gets into, he's off limits in terms of bullets, cement shoes, knee replacements, you name it. Can we agree to that?
Oh, we miss you. And Morgan wants you to call him. He wants to go watch some spring training games or something.
Well, tell him to come by and we'll figure out the schedule. You know, Max is a big Yankees fan, too.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah, I mean, I have everything I want. Graciela cleans up after me. There's always great food around. And I can do anything I want except for leave.
Who says you can't leave?
I mean, without Max and Milo, it's like I'm under house arrest.
It's only till after the trial, honey. Okay, that's
It is a right.
Well, we can't risk another confession. Eventually, the police are going to believe you.
Would that be so terrible?
It'd ruin your life. I'm sorry. I am so sorry about everything that has happened, but you know what? We made our choices, and we can't change them.
It isn't fair for Dad to have to go to prison for something that I did.
He's not going to prison even if he's found guilty.
Yeah, but then he'll disappear, and Morgan and I might not get to see him for years, and it'll be completely my fault.
None of this is your fault.
I did it. I killed Claudia. Now everyone is going to have to keep lying about it forever. Dad's going to stand trial, and you're going to go to court and lie for him. Which part of that is supposed to be good for me?
Oh, hey. I don't like being set up, just so you know.
It's my job to make sure that you're going to tell the truth on the stand.
Well, I've already passed your test a couple times.
Mr. Corinthos would already be in prison if you told the truth about how you got shot.
And look, I stand by my statement. And hey, if you were the prosecutor who gets Sonny Corinthos put away for good, then your career is made. You should be grateful for getting the opportunity.
What I'm worried about is the evidence. We've got the remnants of a burned-up shirt. We've got an airhead fashionista who saw something in the dark in the middle of a rainstorm. And we have one hair, supposedly, that was found on the floor of a cabin, which happened to burn down in the middle of the same rainstorm.
Yeah, and you have my testimony about the way Sonny was acting around when Claudia disappeared. And you got a recording of him practically bragging that he killed her.
He doesn't say the words, though. And he is surrounded by people who will say anything to protect him, like Jason Morgan and Carly Jacks. And if his lawyers put him on the stand, he was very compelling at the arraignment. I mean, who doesn't love a man who loves his kids? What juror will take him away from them?
Wait, you really think we could lose this thing?
I'm saying that we need all the help we can get. And speaking of Sonny's kids, there's one name that keeps coming up in the statements.
You leave Michael Corinthos out of it.
Well, what, do you think that he saw the murder?
Yeah, and it's turned him apart.
And does he have a good relationship with his father?
Michael tries to impress his father all the time. He's trying to protect Sonny whenever he gets a chance. He's even confessed to killing Claudia.
Michael Corinthos confessed to killing his stepmother? When did that happen?
Look, Matt didn't even take a statement because the kid confesses to things that he doesn't do all the time. He's a mess. He'd make a lousy witness.
Not if he needs to talk. Not if we trigger catharsis right there on the stand.
You know this kid was in a coma for a year, right?
Because of Claudia. That's why Sonny killed her.
Yeah. He already blames himself for everything that's happening. Okay, if he sends Sonny to prison with his testimony, the kid will never recover.
Well, it sounds like you're protecting him.
Do I want my little brother to be cross-examined by you? No, I don't.
My job is to win this case, and your job is to help me. Now, if you can't do that, you better turn over your badge and then go work for your daddy.
Elizabeth isn't thinking clearly right now, but she'll come around.
What if the baby's Lucky's?
Well, we already had this discussion. I don't care. I just want to make sure that her children are taken care of.
Then I was the only cast iron that could feel guilt.
I'll talk to her about it.
I don't mean to be indelicate, but you have a son that you barely see. Why do you want another child?
I know. I know. I'm not going to be getting any prizes for parenting anytime soon, but I at least want to be able to provide financial support and a good education.
Not to mention writing lessons.
That too. Look, I'll keep trying with Spencer and with this child, and who knows, maybe I'll get better at it. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Listen.
Yeah.
Let me know what the results are, okay?
Okay.
there is in the secretary's computer. She usually handles things like that, but here are the paper forms.
Oh, okay. But I don't have any billable hours yet.
Did you just have a conversation with someone?
It was my nephew.
Okay. Did you give him any advice?
I always give him advice.
So he's got to pay.
That's ridiculous.
He's got more money than God.
It's the principle of the thing.
Exactly. Why should this firm represent the Cassidines
I
pro bono?
am not sending my nephew a bill.
Well, you might want to rethink that, my friend. Because if Sonny's trial goes south, then our golden goose is going to be spending the rest of his days sitting in the clinker, which means goodbye huge retainers, goodbye triple charges, goodbye bonuses just for going to court. Because aside from the odd desperate appeal now and then, we won't be billing Sonny at all.
Come in. Hey.
How's it going?
Oh, it's better now that you're here.
Tiffany said your test went well.
Yeah, no, all I have to do is wait.
Brownies from Kelly's. Help you pass the time. Did I say something wrong?
No, you didn't know. When I was in high school, all I could make were brownies, and Nikolas and Emily and Lucky and I, we used to throw these parties and shut down Kelly's and dance and have fun, and I always brought the brownies.
I didn't know.
And we would toast with them like they were glasses of champagne and promise to be friends forever. 4 Musketeers.
I had no idea. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It was a really long time ago. Maybe this is a good sign. You know, the days of sharing brownies are over. We have all grown up. And it's about time I started acting like it. I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, what?
It doesn't matter who's the father of this baby. I'm going to raise my kids on my own.
That's very courageous.
Thanks.
But that doesn't mean you can pull it off. It isn't right for Dad to give up his whole life for me, and I shouldn't expect you to lie for me either.
Okay, my testimony is going to be mostly true. All I have to say is that your father came in and saved me and Jocelyn instead of you. I mean, the whole story stays the same, except you were never in the cabin. That's it.
You think they'll believe you?
I'm a world-class liar, and I've never been more motivated.
It isn't right.
Michael, you saved me and your baby sister. Once that trial is over, no matter what the outcome, you're going to have the rest of your life ahead of you. And that means your father and I win.
You're protecting your son. Believe me, I understand that. It's your responsibility as a father.
So we're cool?
Yeah.
Good. I appreciate it. Oh, man. I've been thinking a lot about karma recently, how the wheel comes around, you know? I don't get how you and I ended up with 2 sons who are cops.
Oh. I actually saw Dante at the station today.
You know, Lulu's quite taken with him.
He's a good man. I'm glad they're together.
So the kids are all right? To coin a phrase?
Dante, Lulu, Ethan, they are all under my protection. You have my word.
Thank you, my friend. That I so appreciate. To better times.
I have to hand it to Johnny. There's a simple brilliance to what he's doing. I mean, he hasn't tried to kill Sonny. He's just defying him. So if someone tries to take him out, it looks punitive, like a massive overreaction, which it would be. You don't kill someone for boosting shipment.
Johnny wants to make Sonny look weak. Weakness gets you killed. I don't have to tell you that. Luke taught you that before Sonny ever taught me.
I don't want to have to arrest you for Johnny's murder, okay? And I really don't want Ethan to wind up dead. See, it's more than just my badge that's in your way right now. It's all of the people that we have in common. So for their sake and for mine, just lay off of Johnny and Ethan. Look, if everyone could just stay calm, this whole situation might take care of itself. Because once Sonny goes to prison, Johnny won't have to worry about getting justice for his sister, and no one will have to die.
I do not wish to see any harm come to the mob prince, but he seems determined to bring about his own demise.
If Johnny keeps pushing me, I have to push back. I don't want to, but I don't see a way out of it.
Perhaps not. But I might have an idea.
Are you saying I can't make it as a single mother?
No, I'm just asking you to be realistic. You love your boys, and they love you. And I'm sure you already love your baby. But take a look at Cam and Jake's lives and what they're really like. I mean, they already spend a whole lot of time with Graham, and she's not getting any younger. They spend a lot of time in daycare, and I know you have to have a job, but a third child is only going to make everything that much more complicated.
So what are you suggesting?
Keep your options open. You don't have to depend on Lucky or Nikolas for everything. But look at this realistically. You're going to have help from somebody at some point. Why not your child's father?
Have a ginger ale?
Yeah, not a problem.
Thanks. You really like it here, don't you?
Well enough, huh?
You know, Ethan, you turned out to be a pretty good guy, despite how awful I was to you when you first showed up. I mean, I made a difficult situation a lot more painful than it needed to be.
You weren't expecting a brother, that's all.
And you were really supportive through the whole Elizabeth thing. You drove me home more than once when I was drinking.
Why don't you tell me what's on your mind?
I'm just saying that you've been a really good brother to me. Surprisingly so. And I'd like to return the favor.
Sounds fine.
Oh, just out of curiosity, do you have a green card?
Are you okay? You sounded kind of worried in your message.
Jackal Guy's most recent case has presented some unexpected demands.
Are you gonna have to work all night again because some stupid chef at the Metro Court is stepping out on his wife?
The case has taken a grave turn.
Really? Tell me what happened.
Well, the Jackal's keen intuition and peerless investigative skills have turned up a number of women who have been seen in Chef Robert's company.
That does not mean they're sleeping together.
We'll never know, for they were never seen again.
You mean these women just disappeared?
That seems to be the case.
You mean you think that there's a serial killer on the loose at the Metro Court?
It's too soon to say for certainty, but should the awful truth be realized, the Jackal will catch him and make him pay.
Certainly. You can't go after this guy on your own.
Well, if I do not, Chef Robert's wife could be killed for hiring me to investigate.
What are you gonna do?
Well, I do scoff at danger, but I think I might need assistance on this one.
What about Sam?
Well, I think her very presence would arouse suspicion, but your powers of observation and your unusual methods of linking information could prove most valuable.
Well, yeah, then I would be happy to help you. Oh, it'll be just like old times.
Indeed. The Jackal and Franco found each other whilst solving a case. And now, who knows what hapless, starry-eyed innocent we can save from the greasy clutches of Chef Robert.
I would do anything to help my Jackal.
You staying here now? I wanted to spend some time with my dad and show some support when he goes on trial. You know, he isn't here, by the way. Yeah, no, I didn't come to talk to Sonny. I came to talk to you.
It's a simple question. You either have a green card or you don't. What about your work visa? Is it expired? Did you ever get one?
So much for being a good brother.
Look, you're going to be a lot safer in Australia than in Port Charles in the middle of a mob war.
Ah, that's what this is about.
You don't understand the kind of trouble that Johnny Zakar is pulling you into.
I can take care of myself.
Okay. I'm sorry it had to come to this. Ethan Lovett, you are under arrest for being in the United States without...
Hey, hold it. What's this? There's no way you're going to arrest your brother.
I spoke to Alexis.
Nikolas, I appreciate what you're trying to do, but I want to raise my children on my own. I don't want to rely on you or Lucky or anyone else.
Really, is that what you told Jason? I mean, didn't he buy you a house, set up a trust for Jake? Why does he get to take care of his child, but I don't?
Bullseye.
You shouldn't be out here.
We're family.
Yeah, for all of 2 weeks.
Look, you are my brother, and I want you to have a better life than you have now.
Then you know exactly what to do. Refuse to testify against our father.
Our father is not an innocent man.
You don't even know our father because you were too busy kissing up, lying, and trying to send him to prison. You didn't even notice how much he loved his kids.
You've already been paying way too much to be his son.
Are you talking about Claudia? You don't even know anything about what happened to Claudia because you weren't even there.
Okay, then why don't you set me straight?
Dante.
Tell me what you
Dante. Get out of my house.
Well, that's not much of a welcome there, Dad. Why am I so rude? Afraid I might find out the deep, dark truth. Maybe I already know.